Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Jeff. I am with StriveScan. We're glad you're here this evening. We've got 5 institutions we're hearing from tonight. Just a reminder for those in attendance, your cameras are off, your microphones are muted, but you can ask questions of any of the institutions at any time through the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen. With that being said, I will turn it over to our first school, which is Missouri Southern University.
All right, thank you all for signing up and attending this evening event with us. My name is Whitney Dunbar. I'm one of the regional recruiters up here in Kansas City for Missouri Southern. I'm also joined tonight with Jennifer Shaw. She's going to be on our chat, and she also covers Kansas for us as well. Once we get to the end, we'll get to our contact information. But like he mentioned, anytime you guys have a question throughout this, please feel free to hop on that Q&A, and we will respond to you as soon as we can. So for those of you who aren't as familiar with Missouri Southern, we are a 4-year public university in Joplin, Missouri, and that's in the southwest corner of the state. We are the 4th largest metropolitan area in the state, so there's lots to do in Joplin. We're also really close to other cities. We're close to Kansas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas, so it makes it really easy to hop the border and check out some other places as well if you're interested. So at Missouri Southern, we're a medium to small size university. We have about 5,600 students enrolled. And as you can see here, the majority of our classes have 30 or fewer students. That gives you a great opportunity to actually get to know your professors. All of our classes are professor taught. We currently offer in-person classes, virtual, just online, and then hybrid and even evening classes. We have a little over 70 student organizations to join. I've got a couple pictures here. So as you can see, Greek Life is part of that. We also have one of our newest clubs is a beekeepers club. They actually make and sell their own honey on campus as well, which I think is cool. We also offer political, religious, departmental clubs. If there's ever anything that you're interested in, it's always an opportunity to create your own club as well at Missouri Southern. We have 15 Division II NCAA teams as well. If you are interested in playing a sport, please go to mssulions.com. That's the best place to start off and fill out your contact information and your stats. And that way the coaches can get a hold of you. We are a diverse campus and continue to strive to increase our diversity each year. We currently have students from 48 countries and 42 states. And we have an international mission at Missouri Southern that we are very proud of. And this includes a large study abroad program, as well as a nationwide study program as well. We also give out grant money. So it's a great opportunity to go check out a new place and not spend as much money on it. We have an excellent way to save you cost, where you pay the same price as you would at Missouri Southern, but you may be in Japan or Australia. We have 140 different programs to talk about that I would love to talk about, but we offer them for all of our students. They're all hands-on. They have amazing opportunities to get that real world work experience. And our main goal is just to make sure that you are successful in your career and you're able to reach your goals. Our professors was one of the main reasons why I personally decided to come to Missouri Southern. I immediately had a great connection with them, still talk to my advisor, and I graduated 6 years ago. So that's something that you can get at a smaller school that's not as always possible in one of those larger institutions. Some of our larger programs are going to be criminal justice, teacher education, health science, biology, and business. Again, if you have questions about if we offer a specific program or if you want to talk to anybody specifically, hop in that chat and Jen will direct you to the right person. A quick reminder, FAFSA is now open. If you are not familiar with FAFSA or you have started the process and got stuck, please reach out to us or our financial aid office or your high school. This is a really important task for you guys to complete, and the sooner the better. So the priority deadline is February 1st, and like I said, it's already open. So it should be an easy process with all the resources you have available, but this could be the difference of you getting some of that free government money or not. We do offer in-state tuition rates to all of our residents from Kansas. So you're going to pay the same cost of tuition as you would if you were living inside of Missouri. So it's $248.70 per credit hour. We actually do the math for you. So looking at a full year's price, looking at like for 30 credit hours, it comes out to be a little under $7,500. You are required to live on campus with us your first year. After that, it's totally up to you. So you can look at adding about another $6,500. So you'd be all in for about $14,000 with us. We have some brand new scholarships I'm excited to announce. They are so new, we don't have names for them just yet, but they are going to be based on your ACT or SAT score along with your GPA. So you can see this chart here. We'll soon have it uploaded on our website once we get a few names picked out. But it's a great way, again, to save you some money. You don't have to apply for it. If you qualify, you automatically get it. We also have foundation scholarships that do require a scholarship, as well as our honors program. And like I mentioned earlier, you're required to live on campus your first year. And this is a rendition photo of brand new dorms that are opening this fall. So they're going to offer double and suite style rooms. And then we have 5 other different styles to choose from as well. You can see a few more pictures and details on our website. And then we are currently offering on-campus tours as well as virtual. So if you're able to come to Joplin and check it out, it's a great opportunity to visit with professors, walk through the dorms, see campus life yourself. If you're not able to, check out one of our virtual tours. They're offered throughout the week online. And then we have a few larger group events as well. And if you're interested in applying, you'll create a student portal at the mssu.edu/apply. Just send us your transcripts and your test scores, and we'll see if you're admissible. You just have to meet one of these 3 qualifications. So either that 21 ACT, 1060 SAT, or 2.25 GPA, or top half of your class. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Jennifer or I. Like I said, we're on this chat tonight, but if you want to take a picture of these, we'll be happy to get in touch with you later. Thank you all.
Thanks so much. Appreciate that, guys. Next up is Missouri Western University.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Ben Rops, and I am the Transfer Articulation Coordinator here at Missouri Western, and I also cover the state of Kansas as far as high school recruitment goes. So first thing, just a couple general information things about the university. We were founded in 1915. We have a relatively small enrollment at Missouri Western. Right now, we average about 17 students per class. And then also we're roughly right at about 4,800 total students that make up our enrollment. And so definitely get to know your professors. We have a 17-to-1 faculty to student ratio. Also about 90% of our courses have fewer than 30 students. And so dependent upon the class, the lecture lab type setup, typically 17 we average, but you're never gonna see more than 30 in a particular class. Majors, and I'll talk more about these here in a little bit, but we have roughly 70 different majors and minor programs to choose from. 91% of our faculty do have the highest degree, of course, their doctorate, which they've attained, so getting taught by some very qualified individuals. And lastly, the one that I think stands out the most is about 95% of our incoming freshman class does receive some sort of grant or scholarship. And so that all-important financial component, we're very good at working with students and hopefully limiting that expense. As far as some new initiatives that are happening on our campus, we've just implemented something called our Center for Service, where if you dedicate a number of community service hours at Missouri Western, you can earn up to 3 free college credits. And of course, that's a great resume builder as well. We've also just implemented something called Gold Star Fridays, which is dedicated to our students, in that our class schedule is basically Monday through Thursday. All your classes are going to happen during those days. And then Fridays are really dedicated to what you'd like to do with that. You can work full time, you can enjoy a 3-day weekend. Lots of times that's when our students like to do their internship or externship work. It's really just a Friday throughout every semester that's going to be dedicated to you, the student, at Missouri Western. Our professors, of course, you'll have great relationships with. Of course, they'll be teaching you your classes, but they also become your advisors. And so you get to meet with them about halfway through every semester to plan out your next semester's classes, as well as kind of your 2-year plan, your 4-year plan, and just make sure that you're staying on pace to graduate within the time you want to graduate within. We also are a teaching first institution. Our faculty will conduct research, and they will do that with our students, but their primary role is to teach. And like I mentioned, we do have that focus under undergrad population. We do have graduate programs at Missouri Western, but our main focus is those students that are pursuing a bachelor's degree. As far as majors go, we do have over 70 different major and minor programs, and you really have roughly about a 60-hour window before you really need to declare your major. Of course, we are very accepting of dual credit, AP, and all CLEP coursework if you are transferring in some of those from high school. Some of our more popular programs at Missouri Western, one would be our allied health programs. We're also very much known for AACSB accredited Craig School of Business and Technology, so business is a big program for us. Criminal justice, I would say anything science related, particularly in biology, and then education is another big one for us, but many, many others to choose from. A few of the things that I mentioned it already, but Gold Star Fridays, kind of dedicated to you, the student, but we're also known as the Applied Learning Institution in the state of Missouri. So all of our graduates will go through at least 2 to 3 internships or applied learning opportunities, kind of helping you develop that knowledge that you learn inside the classroom, more importantly, adapting that to outside the classroom so that when you are ready to go through that job search, you've got some people that you can connect with prior to getting your degree that will help with that. We also do a number of service learning, studying abroad opportunities, research projects I already mentioned, and then leadership opportunities on campus as well. So a lot of ways to kind of help you develop that resume before graduating. As far as residential life goes, we have many different options to choose from, and our policy at Missouri Western is that we have kind of this rule of 50 miles. Any student that lives beyond 50 miles, there is a 1-year housing requirement, and then from that point you can move off campus. All of our residential halls are very safe. We also have a lot of space in our res halls. The most people you'll ever share a restroom with is just 3 other students if you're living on campus. And then after your freshman year, you actually shrink that just to 1 other student. So we definitely don't have community restrooms. Your food costs are included in your res hall fees, and we do have something called Flex Money, where if you want to eat at the new Chick-fil-A that we have on campus, the Starbucks, a number of other eatery locations, if you're on a meal plan, you have money that's allocated to your student ID, so you never really have to pay cash. It's kind of nice to have that. We also provide free Wi-Fi and cable for any student living on campus, and we have absolutely no parking issues. We are very unique in that we have a 765-acre campus, and so really anytime throughout the day, throughout the semester, throughout the year, you're never going to have any issues finding a parking spot. And then, of course, I like to mention that we have a very safe campus at Missouri Western as well. A few things to kind of balance that college experience as far as the academic setting, and then just some fun things to do outside of that. I mentioned it already, but we do have a very large campus, and within that we have just a number of kind of attractions and services that we provide our students. We have what's called our Baker Family Fitness Center, which is kind of our campus YMCA. We have 9.5 miles of walking trails throughout our campus as well. We've just renovated something called the Thomas Eagleton Indoor Swimming Complex, so basically a brand new swimming pool. And then, of course, we are the summer home of the Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs, and so they're here for roughly about 3.5 weeks in July to the 3rd week in August. And so you actually could be staying in the same residence hall that actually Patrick Mahomes stayed in during your time at Missouri Western, so that's pretty cool. And then we do have a number of free services, an on-campus health center, and then a center for academic support. So any classes that you may be in, you can go in and get some extra help, and that's a free of charge to our students. As far as student organizations go, we have roughly 90 of those to choose from. And what's really cool is if we don't have an organization or club started at Missouri Western, as long as you get the support of yourself and then 4 other students on campus, you can start it. We have intramural sports, Greek life, honors, and religious affiliated organizations and groups. And then we've actually just added a brand new esports program at Missouri Western, so we're pretty excited about that as well. As far as Division II athletics go, we have many different sports to choose from, as you can see from this slide. We have added basically 5 new sports over the past 3 years: men's and women's indoor and outdoor track, and men's and women's cross country. And as I mentioned, esports, I guess it's 6. And then the 6th one would be our new women's lacrosse program. And so very, very good Division II league that we play in, a lot of different sports that we offer at Missouri Western as well. A little bit about St. Joe, the city that we're in, kind of up in the northwest corner there, roughly about 45 minutes straight north of the Kansas City metro area. I love to describe St. Joe and Missouri Western as a college in a town rather than a college town. We have a lot of stuff to do in St. Joe. There's some history, there's tourism, there's always stuff going on kind of downtown. And if you really get bored, we're only about 25 minutes from the north part of Kansas City. And so it's a pretty quick commute to get to some more populated areas. And the last thing I want to go over with you guys is a little bit about our costs. You can see kind of the in-state tuition there, as well as the in-state room and board. We also do offer in-state tuition to any student coming from Kansas. And then our scholarships are listed there as well. We have something called our Griffin Guarantee Scholarship based on your ACT and GPA. Upon coming to Missouri Western, what happens once you hit credit hour marks, that scholarship grows. And so it kind of grows as you go, which is pretty cool as well. Application process is listed there as well. We are an open access university. We also are test optional, and then we also have what's called ACT. We accept super scores, and so if you take the ACT multiple time, we'll always take the best sub score to give you super score. You need to apply, get us your test scores, transcripts, application deadlines are listed there as well. And then we are having personal visit days, so Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, we have times available, and we'd love to see you on campus. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ben. Appreciate that. Again, students or attendees, feel free to ask questions along the way in the Q&A box below. Next up is Heather with Crowder College.
Hey everybody, I'm Heather Flynn at Crowder College. Crowder College is a community college that's in Southwest Missouri that offers over 80 degree programs and certificates. So I'd like to tell you a little bit today about Crowder and why it's a great college option for you to check out. So I love a cheesy acronym. So our cheesy acronym is you should choose Crowder because Crowder cares. So the C stands for cost. First, our cost is very affordable. We do not charge you tuition, and we have lots of great scholarship opportunities. We can also help you complete the FAFSA to see if you're eligible for grant money, which will go further at Crowder because of the lower cost. Our A stands for academics. Crowder will provide you with the academics that you're looking for. As previously mentioned, we have 80 degree programs and certificates. Some of our most popular programs include nursing, agriculture, vet tech, criminal justice, welding, and diesel tech. And if you're undecided on what you want to do, that's totally okay. We have a general studies degree that you can do, and that's going to help you get the core classes that you need and then take some electives to explore different programs to help you figure out what you want to do. The general studies degree will then easily transfer on to a 4-year college where you can continue your studies. We also have small class sizes, and we help you meet your goal, whether that's quickly going into the workplace or if it's going on and transferring to a 4-year university to finish a bachelor's degree. All right, the R stands for resources. We have lots of great resources on campus to help you succeed. If you're the first in your family to go to college or your family has moved around a lot for work, we have programs specifically for you. Those are the TRIO services and our camp program. We also have a lot of clubs and organizations to help you get involved on campus and meet other people. One of our most popular programs or clubs is the Crowder Aggies, and the Crowder Aggies throughout the school year have social events, community service events, and they also participate in ag contests. But the highlight of the year for them is traveling. The Crowder Aggies often travel for a couple weeks to places like Scotland or Hawaii to learn about the agricultural industry and history in that area. And Fun fact, you don't have to be an ag major to be part of the Crowder Aggies. All right, the E stands for environment. Crowder College has 6 different locations. This is to help you and help make taking classes more convenient for you. So depending on where you live, the Neosho, Joplin, and Webb City campuses are probably going to be the closest to you. And depending on how far away you live, the Neosho campus might be the campus you'll be most interested in, because a unique thing about us is that we offer housing at our Neosho campus. Most community colleges don't offer housing, but we have 2 different styles on our Neosho campus. One is a more apartment style, and one is a more traditional style of dorms. One of my favorite things about Crowder is what we call our Crowder family atmosphere. Teachers and staff at Crowder will treat you kindly, and they want to help you succeed. Almost every week, there are emails going through of students having different needs of, maybe someone needs a bed, maybe someone needs food, maybe someone needs clothes. And those needs are always met very quickly by our teachers and by our staff and faculty. And so I love working at a place where our teachers and staff and faculty genuinely care about our students and want to help them succeed. We also have a variety of sports that you can be involved in or cheer on at Crowder. We have men's baseball, women's basketball, men's soccer, women's softball, and a new addition, esports. Scholarships are available for all the sports mentioned, including esports. And if you're interested in esports, our team is currently playing Fortnite, Smash Brothers, Rocket League, Rainbow Six Siege, FIFA, Madden, and Hearthstone. And the final reason to choose Crowder, the S, is because we will help you succeed and meet your goals, whatever they might look like. As we talked about earlier, we are a cost-effective choice. Students graduating from Crowder can more easily get a degree without going into debt. And a unique benefit that Crowder offers is our Lifetime Learner Program. Once you graduate from Crowder, you can take a class every semester and not have to pay for tuition. We want to encourage you to continue to learn and grow even after leaving Crowder. So in summary, why choose Crowder? Because Crowder cares. We're a cost-effective choice that will help you get the high-quality academics you want in a friendly environment with lots of resources to help you succeed. So if you're interested in becoming a student at Crowder, these are the next steps you're going to need to take. First of all, you're going to want to apply. Go to our main website, crowder.edu, click the Apply Now button. There's a $25 application fee, but that can be waived if you are eligible for free or reduced lunches, or if you participate in a TRIO program like Upward Bound. Next, you're going to want to complete the FAFSA, as several have already mentioned. That's open right now for seniors. And if you need help, please contact us. We have a free resource on campus that can help you complete this sometimes difficult process. In February, you're going to want to fill out our scholarship application at crowder.edu/scholarships. And then if you're wanting to live on campus, which is optional, you'll want to complete the housing application at that time too. Next step is sending your ACT scores. If you haven't taken the ACT or you don't want to, that's totally okay. We have a free placement test that you can take on campus. Finally, you're going to want to send us your official final high school transcript and then any college transcripts you might have. Once you get these steps completed, you'll be ready to enroll in classes. So just remember at Crowder, you get much more than an education, you get an experience. And this is my contact info. Again, my name is Heather Flint. That's my phone number and my cell number and my email. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or text me. And we are currently doing on-campus tours. So if you're interested in coming to visit us, we'd love to see you. Just give me a call. Have a good night.
Thanks so much, Heather. Next up, Evan from Drake University.
Let me get my screen going here. Okay, should be good. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Evan Fabro. I am the admission counselor from Drake University that works with all of the students from Kansas. I actually grew up in Kansas. I grew up in the Kansas City area, and I attended Drake, so I've lived that experience, and it's always fun to be able to talk about that experience with other students. This is going to be a really quick run through of the basics of Drake University, so if you have more specific questions for me, please put them in the chat. Or please explore Drake further, after tonight. So let's start with what might be the most important thing about Drake. This is Griff the Bulldog. He is our live mascot. So we are the Bulldogs at Drake. That is our mascot. And Griff too here is our live mascot. So He is maybe the most special thing about Drake. It's always pretty awesome to see him on campus when you're just walking around. Even if you work at Drake and you've been there for years, it's still great to see Griff. There are a lot of other important things about Drake too, but I figured we might as well start with that. But when we think about Drake in general, let's talk about the size a little bit. We have about 3,000 undergraduate students. And when you add in our graduate programs, we're closer to 5,000 students. So we definitely sit in that kind of medium range of colleges, but maybe on the smaller side of medium. But in terms of the experience you get as a Drake student, it very much is that of a medium school. So part of that, when you're at a medium school like Drake, is going to be that high quality small school education. Currently, our student to faculty ratio at Drake is 10-1 with an average class size of, with an average class size of 21. So these are the types of small school stats that we always like to talk about. But what that actually means when you're a student is that you're going to have individualized personal mentorship every step of the way. You're going to come in, you're going to have advisors that are specific to your major, professors in your major that help you pick out your classes, navigate the different majors, think about what you want to do after you graduate, and also make sure that you actually graduate on time. That's a really important aspect of having that smaller academic experience. And in terms of the academic experience and what you might be able to study, we have a lot to offer. That's kind of on the larger side, larger school kind of side of things. We have over 100 different programs that you can study. And they do fall into 6 different categories, 6 different colleges or schools. We do have business, we do have education, journalism and mass communication, and health sciences and pharmacy. And then in the College of Arts and Sciences, we have majors in humanities, social sciences, natural sciences, and the fine arts. And with our law school, we do offer a 3+3 program. So if you're interested in going to law school at Drake with 3+3, you can actually come to Drake and then in 3 years, start your first year of law school. So you actually save a year of the usual timeline going into law school. It's really easy to study more than one thing. Most Drake students are doing either a double major or they're adding on minors and concentrations. At the same time, it's totally okay and totally normal to come into Drake not knowing quite what you want to study. Your advisors and your mentors will help you figure it out once you're a current student. Outside of the classroom, we have a lot to get involved with. We do have over 140 student organizations. So most of the things you might do in high school right now, or new things that you might want to try in college, we do have those opportunities. And they are rarely going to be kind of closed off to you based on what you're studying as a major. So if you want to be a neuroscience major, but you want to play in the orchestra, that's totally okay. If you want to be a marketing major, but still write for for our newspaper or Drake magazine, you can do that. Those crossover opportunities are definitely available for you. And this is, I think, a really important part of the experience at Drake too. Most of our students come from out of state. We're about 70% out of state students. I realized I didn't mention this yet, but we are in Des Moines, Iowa. So we're about 3 hours north of Kansas City. So in this environment, we have students coming from all over the country, truly all over the world. And that really does inform what the experience feels like when you're on campus. We're a residential school. So we're not a kind of school where a lot of our students live close to home and are like going home on the weekends and all of a sudden there's nothing to do while you're there. Students are on campus all the time and they get to campus, you know, frankly, not really knowing many people, but they're eager to meet new people, build community. That's a really big part of the experience. And we also at Drake have Division I athletics when it comes to NCAA. That's pretty uncommon for a school of our size. So you still get that really small school academic experience, but you still get to go see Division I basketball, football, and other sports playing. That's a really awesome part of the experience at Drake. Now, something that's also tied to athletics, but also tied to so much more, is this huge tradition we have at Drake called the Drake Relays. So the Drake Relays themselves is a massive track and field meet that we host on campus every April. It's been going on for about 110 years, so a lot of tradition behind it. And it's one of the biggest track and field meets in the entire world each year. It brings tens of thousands of people to Drake's campus, and it brings some of the best athletes in the world to Drake's campus in track and field. So going to that event by itself is a really awesome opportunity, and all of our athletic events at Drake are free when you're a student. You can go to the Drake Relays and check that out, but there are also a lot of traditions that go with it that we really kind of treat the Drake Relays like our big homecoming every year. One of the biggest traditions, and you can see the photo here, is something called street painting, where you show up on campus. We have the street where student organizations get to paint a design, something tied to the relays for that year. They get to paint that every April. But for some reason, and I honestly can't tell you why, but decades ago, the tradition became that is just a giant paint fight. So you show up, and you throw paint at everybody. again, no really good reason for it, except that it's super awesome and super fun. When I was a student, that was always my favorite experience. So it's pretty cool that at a smaller school like Drake, you still get to have a really big school experience like the Drake Relays, all the traditions that go with it. We also at Drake really take advantage of our location. So like I said, we are in Des Moines, Iowa. And if you haven't been to Des Moines, you should definitely come visit, because I think it's kind of a secretly cool city sometimes. People don't really know much about. Des Moines as a metro has over 600,000 people, and it's one of the fastest growing cities in the Midwest. And Drake is located in the Drake neighborhood, which is the largest neighborhood in Des Moines, and it's actually less than 10 minutes from downtown. So at Drake, you're going to have a city urban environment, which means that you can go off campus and have lots of opportunities for entertainment and things to explore. But it also means that you're going to be able to find professional experiences, so internships especially. You hear a lot of schools talk about internships, and internships are important. And it seems like Des Moines, compared to a smaller college town, there's going to be a lot of internships to go around. But also in Des Moines, Drake is the largest four-year school, and we're not that big. So there's enough opportunity for everybody. It's not a super competitive environment. And those internships, the reason we talk about them is because that's what helps you find success after you graduate. And at Drake, we're really proud of what our graduates do. Most recently, 98.1% of our students, after they leave Drake, were getting a job or getting into graduate school within 6 months. So Drake is not the kind of school where you show up and you do 4 years, but then you leave not sure what comes next. That mentorship you have, that professional experience, it really does prepare you for your next step, whatever that next step might be. Before I finish, I do want to touch on just a couple things related to our application process. If you're interested in applying to Drake, we are completely test optional. So you can apply to Drake, and in addition to your high school transcripts, you can choose to do test scores, an interview, or an essay. If you do test optional, we consider it the same as using your test scores, so there's zero disadvantage in terms of admission or scholarship. And speaking of scholarships, we do guarantee a scholarship for every student. You get at least $21,000 in a scholarship when you apply to Drake. And we also have additional scholarships possible on top of that. One last thing, if you want to learn more about Drake, we do have options on our website for virtual visits, or we have on-campus visits for seniors, drake.edu/visit. That's it for me. Let me know if you have any questions.
Thanks so much, Evan. Last university this evening is Jennifer with St. Louis University.
Hello, everyone. I am last, but hopefully not least. My name is Jennifer Tanner. I'm a regional admission counselor for St. Louis University based in Kansas City. So I work with students from the KC metro area as well as the entire state of Kansas. Just to start with the basics of who we are, SLU is a medium-sized Catholic Jesuit university with 2 campuses, one in St. Louis and one in Madrid, Spain. We are the second oldest Jesuit school, founded in 1818. So if you do some math, you know we're over 200 years old. And we are the first university west of the Mississippi. If you're not familiar with the Jesuits, that is okay. A very brief history lesson. The Jesuits are the largest order of Catholic priests, founded in the early 1500s by St. Ignatius of Loyola. And since their founding, their mission has been less about religion and more about education, specifically their philosophy on education, which is a well-rounded, holistic education. So we educate students through mind, body, and spirit. Another tenet of the Jesuits is this idea of being men and women with and for others. And you really see this lived out through our commitment to service on our campus. Each year we perform a lot of service. In fact, in 2018, as a campus community, we performed 1.98 million hours as a bicentennial challenge, but that really is something that permeates our campus culture from day to day. While we are a Catholic university, we are home to all faiths. You do not need to be Catholic or even religious to attend SLU. So while it can be a part of your college experience, if you want it to be, it certainly does not have to be. Some statistics very similar to what other schools have shown. As I mentioned, we are a medium-sized school. So we're 8,000 undergraduate, 12,000 with graduate students. Average class size is about 25 to 26 students, and our student to faculty ratio is 9:1. So you're still getting that personalized experience. 99% of our faculty hold the highest degree in their field, and all of our classes are faculty taught. So you're never taught by a teaching assistant or graduate assistant. We are Division I in athletics. We are part of the Atlantic 10 Conference. Our big sports are basketball and soccer. Sadly, we do not have football, but you do have free access to all SLU sporting events on our campus. We are the St. Louis University Billikens, and if you've never heard of the Billiken, it is unique to St. Louis University and is a symbol of good luck, but that is a story for another day. We have over 150 student organizations, and the average GPA for an enrolled student at SLU, their average high school GPA is a 3.91. And I know that sounds high, but that is the average, and that's also a weighted GPA. So we will always take into account any of the rigorous courses that you have taken in high school. We do offer nearly 90 undergraduate majors. All of our majors are direct entry, so when you apply to SLU, it asks what you plan to study. You say, let's say biomedical engineering. And if you're admissible, you start in that program your very first semester. Now, you do have a lot of flexibility. So if you're not sure what you want to study, you can always apply as undecided. That is no problem. There are only 3 majors at SLU that require that you apply by December 1st of your senior year of high school. That is nursing, physical therapy, and occupational therapy. We have a 6-year doctorate in physical therapy and a 5-year master's in OT. In terms of what we're known for, if you're not super familiar with us, we are known for our sciences and for our health sciences. We have a lot of students that are on a pre-health track. We also have some strong engineering programs in aerospace, biomedical, and mechanical engineering. And then we have some very strong business programs as well. If you haven't had a chance to visit the city of St. Louis, you should absolutely go visit. I'm not biased or anything, but it is my hometown, so I am very proud to call it my home. The city of St. Louis, along with the metro area, is about 3 million people. We are located in the city of St. Louis in the Midtown neighborhood, which is the Theater Arts District. So we're right in the heart of the city, but we do very much have a traditional campus feel, so you're not wandering city blocks looking for SLU buildings. They are very easily identifiable. About a mile down the road from our main campus is our health science campus. We're a School of Nursing, our Joyce College of Health Sciences, our School of Medicine and across the street from that is SLU Hospital, where we just built SLU Hospital 2.0 that opened in September and is a state-of-the-art level 1 trauma facility. If you are interested in studying abroad, we are a very study abroad friendly campus. We actually have our own campus in Madrid, Spain, where you could theoretically attend SLU for all 4 years and get a degree without ever stepping foot on our campus. Now, the most popular, in St. Louis, I should say, the most popular option is a traditional semester abroad. And we also offer 45 other programs if you are not wanting to study abroad in Madrid. There are lots of ways to get involved at SLU. As I mentioned, D1 athletics, 30 club sports, 50 intramural programs. We are about 20% Greek. It's a much more casual approach to Greek life because we do not have any Greek housing on campus. So there are 7 fraternities and 7 sororities and 150 organizations, as I mentioned earlier. So there are lots of ways to get involved. And you can also explore the city of St. Louis. Since you are in the city, you do have free access to all public transportation. That includes the bus system and the metro, which is our light rail system. So that will take you to the airport, it will take you downtown, it will take you to Forest Park, which is the largest urban park in the US, twice the size of Central Park, free zoo, free art museum, free history museum, free science center. So while we do require students to live on campus their first 2 years, and we're definitely not a commuter school, about 90% of our students do live on campus, you will find that students do love to get out during the weekend and explore what the city has to offer. There are a few ways to apply to SLU. Both are free. We're a member of the Common Application, and we have an application on our website. Outside of that, we also require your official high school transcripts. While not required, we recommend that you submit 2 letters of recommendation, a resume, and complete an optional admission interview. That's with me. It's just a way for me to get to know you better. Like most schools, we are test optional this year. We are in a 3-year test optional pilot. So you do not need to submit test scores to be considered for any of our academic programs or for our scholarships. Oops, excuse me. Okay, our scholarships range from $8,000 to $23,000 a year, and you're automatically considered for these scholarships with your application. We also offer 2 competitive scholarships. Both of these require a separate application and a potential interview process. Our presidential scholarship is a full tuition leadership scholarship, and our Martin Luther King Jr. Scholarship is for students who are really working to be advocates of change through diversity, social justice, and advocacy. If you're looking for ways to experience SLU, we have a lot of virtual options, and we're also offering limited in-person walking tours, which you can check out on our website. If you do have any questions, I would be more than happy to chat with you. Feel free to email me, or you can call and text me at that number. Thank you so much. It was such a joy getting to share St. Louis University with you.
Folks, we appreciate you joining us this evening. I hope it's been informative. I want to thank certainly all the institutions for joining us tonight. As a reminder, this has been recorded. You can certainly join later to rewatch it or share it with friends and family. We thank you for being a part of our evening and wish everybody a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.